Hi Ladybugs, it's your tutorial on the Shabby Chic magazine box, otherwise known as Mags. As you can see, this is a chair. I'm just gonna do a quick, I'm not even gonna do it, we'll do a flip through as the tutorial goes on. So we've got 4 in here. One of these, this one here, number 3, is like a little journal to write in. And then these 3, hang on a sec, 1, 2, 3 are little mini albums, little weeny mini albums. So we're counting from the right to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the kit that you're going to get on my Etsy shop, more or less. You see, I was doing all of these and I thought, no, you know, they're so basic and simple. I will just show you in the tutorial how I cut and measure. I measure with a pencil. I don't use rulers and stuff because my maths is a nightmare. And so you will get this. So you will get the basics and you will get the, let me just show you here, some of the inner pages, the holding box, which is this box here, and I just added these to fill in the space here, which can be used in here too. This is the mini albums, this part, okay, the outer covers, but we'll go through it as well, you know, on the tutorial. And then you get the actual template for the magazine rack itself. And okay, that's another one which I will show you. So you will get this plus the video with the tutorial. Now for this one I am going to use the Bow Bunny. I do love this stuff. It is one-sided paper. I also made this with a paper saving in mind. So I don't use cardstock for every single thing because we can just use this paper, you know, otherwise things can get really expensive. And so this is the paper. It's really, really nice, but obviously you can use any paper you want. For this one I used the Minte Love Letters. Oh dear, I've just pulled that off. The Minte Love Letters, and I used about 14 pages in all, more or less, for the journals. You see these come out, and anyway, I will show them as we do them, you know. So let me just put that back. And then on the very first one I made, oh, let me get it quickly. This is the very first one I made. You can see it's quite plain and simple. That's why I decided to go and make a Shabby Chic one. And for this one I used the Tim Holtz metal feet. And then I thought, no, I want to use what is in my stash. So all I did, I'm going to actually pull this off, is I used a bead for the feet. So if you've got nice beads at home, I'm sure you have, I mean most of us have, all you do is glue it onto here, which again I will show you as we go along. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to get all this out the way. I have obviously pre-cut everything and using my templates. So let me just show you here what I've done. So that's the first thing you're going to do, is get your cardstock. You'll need about 5-6 pages. And you're going to cut everything out using the templates. Now I've already cut another one out because I want to do this in the industrial style. So I have been using these as my templates, which obviously I took from here. So everything is cut out. These are the pages. And all you have to do on here is follow the score lines. So you will, which is this here. So wherever you see those, that's where you're going to score. And I've done that already. I have already distressed everything. So all I'm going to do, just to finalize it or do the final thing, I'm going to fold it over, line up your pages, you know, and then press it down. So this is for the mini album covers, right? Which is this part here. And then of course I'm just going to distress this quickly. So you will trace these, print your templates out, and I suggest you print it on like a poster board, which is kind of like one up from the copy paper. It just makes it a bit more sturdy when you want to trace it onto your cardstock. Okay, and then of course we're going to distress the outside as well. So you're going to distress all the way around. If you're into distressing, I mean that first one I made, I didn't do any distressing. Just depends what style you want. Here's another one which is already refolded, distressed, and I'm just going to quickly, I haven't done all of them. I thought I had distressed everything. So I'm going to try and make this as easy as I can, this tutorial, to have things sort of cut ahead, you know, so you don't have to sit and watch me cut stuff. So you're going to cut 4 of the covers, right? Then you have the actual box, which I traced onto the paper using my template, and I've distressed everything. Now when you cut it, this is the part where you need to be careful, because I did make a mistake. Of course, always make a mistake. Let me just make sure, because there is a slight difference in the, you will see, can you see that? So line it up with your template, okay, and then the long side, because one side is like slightly longer than the other. You will see when you cut it out. Okay, so if I do that, can you see it's like 1/8 of an inch longer? So make sure you are cutting on the longer side, and you are going to cut like so. And then I cut out where I have scored it. And you're going to cut this one. It actually doesn't matter if you cut it the other way, so don't get stressed out about long side or short side, just so long as you cut both the same. Okay, that's the important part. It really doesn't matter if you cut the short side or the long side. Okay, now I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to cut there. So, and this is not difficult to make either, it's actually very simple. There we go. You only need 2 sheets of cardstock to cut out the 4, because 2 obviously fits on 1 sheet. Okay, so here is my template, which you will have cut out. And in order to get that magazine look, this is all I do. I line it up, make sure it's all good. Don't worry about that. You know, paper is never 100% straight. And then just draw a line, follow that, and there. And we can put that aside, and all you do is cut it out. And cut out the other side, and then distress it, if you want to distress it. Okay. When you've cut everything out, you'll find that you're left with all these bits and pieces. So obviously we're going to keep that. And now I'm just going to distress where I've cut. And I'm going to distress on the inside as well. Including here. And then of course I have already scored everything except for this part here. So what I'm going to do is line this up. Suppose I can do it this way. You know, put my line in the middle there, just makes it easier. And I'm going to score right there. Okay, so step number 1, cut it out. Step number 2, score and then distress. Okay, fold it in. And, oops, here we go. And I'm using walnut stain. It's my favorite distress, actually. Is this the oxide? It's the Ranger. Can't even read it anymore because I keep my brush on top of it. And then again, we're going to put that aside. So let me get rid of my templates that I cut out on the other bond. And there you have 4 magazine racks. And again, we are not going to glue them together until we have put whatever the design paper on the front. Then the other thing you can do, you will find you have 4 little pieces of rectangles like this. You're going to cut them down to size. So these, I don't know if you can see that, you're going to cut 3 1/8 by 4 1/4, and then I've embossed them. And this is the part that goes on the front. Okay, and again, they just need to be distressed. I'm not going to do all of them on camera, and you only need to distress the one side because, you know, that's going to be stuck on. Okay, so I will do these at a later, and again put them aside because now comes the painful part, the part of choosing the actual paper. So I've got everything prepared, and this one I'm also obviously going to do in the shabby chic style. And so we have our 4 covers, we have the 4 magazine racks, we have what I call the box holder, and these 4 little cards or mats that go in front. And I am now going to put all that aside because this is where the painful part comes. This lot will cut as we go along. And so let's get that out the way as well. And bring back my paper. So now I am going to go away and I'm going to choose the paper that I'm going to use because this is the painful process. I'm not going to hum and haw in front of you. Okay, I'll go away, cut everything up, and then we can start working on mini album, which is this one, number 1. Okay, this is the first one we're going to do, and this one opens like so, and we have, oops, I'm tearing it apart, a pocket there, and we have that, wonderful, and then of course we have this. So it does take quite a few photographs, and I've left a lot of space as well for the bulk, you know, once you put your photographs in, because it can become quite, you know that I'm sure by now, they can become quite bulky. So I'll see you in a mo.